There is a law, an unseen force that orchestrates life with perfect precision. Everything you seek, everything you long for is not lost, it is not delayed. It is already moving toward you even now, in ways beyond what the senses can perceive. But to receive, you must first become the person who has it. Act as if everything is unfolding in divine order. Walk through your days with the quiet confidence of one who knows. Who knows that nothing is missing, that nothing is out of place. Do not beg, do not chase, do not plead. Simply assume that all is well. That assumption alone shapes the invisible into the visible. You may wonder, but where is it? Why hasn't it arrived yet? The impatient mind asks this because it does not understand that time is an illusion. Your desires are already a reality, waiting for you to align with them. The moment you surrender the urge to force things, you allow the unseen to become seen. Consider the seed planted in the earth. The gardener does not dig it up every day, demanding proof that it is growing. He trusts, he waters, he waits, and then at the appointed hour, life bursts forth. So it is with you. Your desires are already planted in the soil of reality, and they will sprout when the time is right. If you feel lost, if you feel behind, understand this: nothing is missing from your life. What belongs to you cannot be taken, and what is meant for you will find its way effortlessly. Your only task is to become the version of yourself who already has it. Think, feel, and walk as if it is already yours. Because it is, there is no need to struggle, no need to strive. The moment you trust, the moment you rest in the knowing, you will see everything has been coming to you all along. Imagine for a moment that you are already the person who has everything you desire. The wealth, the love, the health, the peace of mind, it is all yours. You do not chase it. You do not question it. You do not wonder when it will arrive. You simply know. You walk through life with the quiet certainty of one who has already received. This is the essence of assumption. It is not mere wishing or hoping. It is a profound knowing that what you desire is already yours. Your world, the external reality you experience, is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. Whatever you assume to be true about yourself, about life, and about your circumstances is precisely what manifests before you. You are never at the mercy of chance or fate. Instead, your assumptions create the lens through which you perceive the world, and in turn, the world reshapes itself to match that perception. When you assume something to be true, you do not question it. If you wake up in the morning and assume it is a bright, beautiful day, you step outside with an openness that allows you to notice the warmth of the sun, the freshness of the air, the vibrancy of life. But if you assume it will be a difficult day, your mind filters reality to prove you right. You notice every inconvenience, every delay, every reason to feel frustrated. The external world has not changed. Only your assumption has. Consider what happens when you apply this principle to something greater, your desires. If you assume wealth is difficult to attain, you will unconsciously make decisions, take actions, and interpret events in ways that reinforce struggle. If you assume love is scarce, you will find reasons to confirm this belief, noticing rejection over affection, loneliness over companionship. But if you assume that what you desire is natural, effortless, and already unfolding, your mind begins to guide you toward that reality. You no longer work against yourself, you align. The key to assumption is that it must become your natural state of being. This is not about forcing a belief, but about shifting into a new awareness. A person who assumes success does not need constant reminders that they are successful. They live as though it is already true. They carry themselves with confidence, make decisions from a place of certainty, and attract opportunities without strain. Likewise, someone who assumes love is abundant does not beg or chase. They simply embody the energy of one who is already deeply loved, and the world mirrors this back to them. Doubt is the enemy of assumption. The moment you begin to question how or when your desire will manifest, you weaken your position. Assumption does not rely on proof, it creates proof. The seed planted in the soil does not demand immediate evidence of growth, It rests in the knowledge that in due time the roots will take hold, the sprout will break through, and the unseen will become seen. Your desires function the same way. Assume their fulfillment and let time work on your behalf. One of the greatest misunderstandings people have is that they must first see evidence before they can believe. But this is the reverse of how reality operates. You must first believe, first assume, and only then will the evidence appear. Everything begins in the unseen. The chair you sit on was once only an idea in someone's mind. The home you live in, the technology you use, the relationships you cherish, all of it first existed in thought, before becoming tangible. Assumption is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. If you wish to transform your life, begin here. Assume you are already the person you desire to be. Speak as they would speak. Walk as they would walk. Feel as they would feel. Do not wait for the world to change before you shift internally. Change first and the world will follow. It has no choice. We have been conditioned to believe that time is a rigid force, something that moves forward in a straight line, dictating when and how things unfold. But what if time is not what we have been taught? What if everything you seek already exists, not in some distant future, but in a reality just beyond your current perception? What if the only thing separating you from what you desire is your own belief in time as a barrier? Time is an illusion, a construct of the human mind. It is a tool we use to organize our experiences, but it is not an ultimate truth. In reality, past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. The only reason you experience life in a linear fashion is because your mind has been trained to perceive it that way. But when you begin to shift your awareness, when you align yourself with the understanding that what you seek is already here, you unlock the ability to bring the unseen into the seen. Everything you desire is already complete. The success, the love, the health, the wealth. It is not something you are waiting for, it is something that already is. The reason you have not yet experienced it is because you have not yet aligned with it. You have been conditioned to believe that it must take time, that you must work, struggle, and wait. But the truth is, the moment you assume something to be true, the moment you embody the feeling of already having it, reality begins to shift. Think of a radio. The frequency you tune into determines what you hear. If you are tuned into a station of lack, you will continue to experience lack. But if you shift your frequency to abundance, abundance must appear. It is not about waiting for it, it is about tuning into it now. The moment you align your mind with the end result, you place yourself in harmony with that reality, and the illusion of time begins to dissolve. Many people believe that manifestation is about attracting something from the outside world, but that is not true. You are not pulling something toward you, you are shifting yourself into the version of reality where it already exists. You are stepping into the version of yourself who already has what you seek. The unseen takes form the moment you accept it as real, not when time decides you are ready. Consider this. When you dream at night, entire worlds appear instantly. You do not question how long it took for the dream to be created, it simply is. In the same way, the reality you desire already exists in a dimension beyond time. Your only task is to step into it mentally and emotionally. The external world will follow. But what about delays? What about setbacks? These are not signs that your desire is far away. They are simply adjustments, realignments, the shifting of reality to bring you exactly what you need in the perfect way. When you feel impatient, when you feel as if things are not happening fast enough, remind yourself, it is already done. The seed is planted, the manifestation is assured, and the only thing required of you is unwavering faith. Time is not your enemy. It is not something standing in your way. The moment you stop seeing it as an obstacle and begin to understand that your desires already exist, you free yourself from the illusion of waiting. You begin to live in the end, to walk with the confidence of one who already possesses what they once sought. And as you do, the world around you will shift, effortlessly reflecting back to you the truth you have embraced. The greatest paradox of manifestation is this: the more you chase, the more what you desire runs from you. The more you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers. But the moment you release, the moment you surrender your need to control, when and how your desire unfolds, everything begins to flow effortlessly toward you. This is the power of detachment. Detachment does not mean giving up on what you want. It does not mean lowering your standards or abandoning your dreams. Instead, it means freeing yourself from the desperate need to make something happen. It is about knowing that what is meant for you cannot miss you, and that the very act of clinging to an outcome often creates resistance. When you detach, you create space for what you desire to arrive in its most perfect form. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze your hand tightly, trying to keep as much as possible, the grains slip through your fingers. But if you keep your palm open, the sand remains effortlessly. This is how energy works. When you hold too tightly to an outcome, fearing that it will not happen unless you control it, you create tension. That tension sends a signal of lack, of doubt, of disbelief. And reality mirrors that back to you. But when you trust, when you let go of the need to force things into place, you allow the natural flow of life to bring you exactly what you desire in the most effortless way. Many people unknowingly block their own manifestations because they become obsessed with the timing and the process. They watch the clock, constantly checking to see if anything has changed. They analyze every detail, wondering if they are doing something wrong. But this very obsession keeps their desire at a distance. The energy of grasping says, I don't have it yet. And as long as you affirm that state of not having, the universe must reflect that truth. Now, consider a different approach. Think of the times in your life when something wonderful happened effortlessly. Perhaps an opportunity fell into your lap, or a relationship developed naturally without effort. These moments happened not because you chased them, but because you were in alignment. You were at peace, unbothered by the when and how, and in that state of detachment, what you wanted had the freedom to come to you. This is why surrender is so powerful. When you release the need to control, you shift into a state of trust. You stop micromanaging the universe, and instead, you allow things to unfold in divine order. You recognize that just because you cannot see movement does not mean movement is not happening. The forces arranging your desires are always at work, but they function best when you step out of the way. Detachment is not passive, it is an act of supreme confidence. It says, I know what I want is already mine, so I no longer feel the need to chase it. It allows you to focus on the present moment, to enjoy life as it is, without being consumed by what is still on its way. And ironically, this very ease, this ability to let go, is what accelerates manifestation. When you plant a seed in the soil, you do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You trust. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you allow nature to do its work. In the same way, once you set an intention, your only job is to trust that it is taking root. The when and how are not your concern. Your concern is simply to stay aligned, to remain in the state of already having, and to know that what is yours will find you at the right time. Let go. Let go of the timelines, the doubts, the fear that it might not happen. What is truly meant for you will never require you to beg, chase, or struggle. It will come when you relax, when you trust, and when you no longer need it to arrive to feel whole. Detachment is the key that unlocks the door to everything you have been seeking. Most people wait for their desires to manifest before they allow themselves to feel happy, confident, or at peace. They believe that once they see proof, once they hold the physical evidence in their hands, they can finally relax and feel fulfilled. But this is a mistake. Reality does not work that way. The world does not bring you what you want and then allow you to feel the emotions of having it. It is the other way around. You must first live in the feeling of fulfillment, and then the world will conform to match that state. Your inner world creates your outer world. Every experience you encounter, every opportunity that comes your way, and every delay you face is a reflection of your internal state. If you constantly affirm lack, waiting for something external to make you happy, you will remain in a state of waiting. But if you assume the feeling of already having, already being, already living your desired reality, the world must shift to mirror that truth. Imagine two people walking through life. One carries the energy of lack, always thinking about what they don't have, feeling frustrated that their desires have not yet arrived, questioning whether it will ever happen. The other carries the energy of fulfillment, moving with confidence, joy, and certainty as if their dreams have already been realized. These two people live in the same world, but their experiences will be vastly different. The one who feels lack will encounter more lack. The one who feels fulfilled will attract more abundance. Why? Because the world is a mirror. It can only reflect what you project from within. Think of an actor preparing for a role. If they were to play the part of a wealthy, successful individual, they would embody that character completely. They would walk, talk, and think like someone who already possesses wealth and success. They would not hesitate or question if the role was real because they have fully assumed the identity. In the same way, you must assume the identity of the person who already has what they desire. The moment you embody the feeling, you become that version of yourself, and the external world must follow. You may wonder, how can I feel fulfilled when my reality shows me otherwise? The answer is simple. Your reality is only a reflection of your past assumptions. What you see today is the result of the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings you held yesterday. If you want tomorrow to be different, you must change what you assume today. Close your eyes and imagine your desire fulfilled. How does it feel? Feel the relief, the joy, the excitement. Feel the certainty that it is already done. Walk through life carrying that energy, knowing that what you desire is not something far away, but something already yours. The moment you accept it as real in your mind, you set the forces of reality in motion. There is no need to look outside yourself for proof. The proof comes after you have claimed the feeling. If you check constantly to see if your manifestation has arrived, you are reaffirming that it is not here yet. But when you live in the end, when you maintain the inner state of fulfillment, regardless of what the external world shows, reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your conviction. This is why those who expect success experience success. Those who expect love attract love. Those who walk in confidence receive opportunities that match their self-belief. It is not luck, it is law. The law that states that whatever you dominantly feel and assume must become your reality. So stop waiting, stop looking for signs, stop believing that something must change before you can feel fulfilled. Choose to feel it now. Feel the gratitude, the peace, the excitement of knowing that it is already yours. And as you do, watch as the world bends, reshapes, and delivers exactly what you have claimed within. Many people believe that when they encounter obstacles, it is a sign that their desire is not meant to be. They assume that delays are denials, that setbacks mean they are on the wrong path, but this is a misunderstanding of how reality works. Every obstacle, every seeming delay is not a block. It is a sign that reality is rearranging itself in your favor. What looks like a setback is simply movement, an unseen force shifting everything into perfect alignment to bring you exactly what you need. Imagine you set an intention for something you deeply desire. You hold the vision, you affirm your belief, and then suddenly things seem to go wrong. An opportunity closes, a relationship ends, or you face unexpected difficulties. Your first instinct might be to doubt, to wonder if you did something wrong, to feel discouraged. But if you could see the bigger picture, you would realize that this so-called obstacle is actually part of the process. It is the universe clearing the path, removing what no longer serves you, and adjusting the circumstances so that what you truly desire can manifest in the best possible way. Think of a construction site. Before a new building can rise, the old structures must be demolished. The ground must be cleared, the foundation must be laid, and everything must be positioned correctly. If you were to look at the site during this process, it might seem like destruction. like chaos, but in reality it is preparation for something far greater. The same happens in your life. When you encounter difficulties, it is not because your desire is being taken from you, it is because the groundwork is being laid for its arrival. There are countless stories of people who thought they had failed, only to later realize that what seemed like failure was actually redirection. A job loss leads to a better opportunity, a rejection clears the way for something far greater, a delay prevents a mistake that could have taken them off course. The unseen hand of life is always at work, shifting and adjusting, ensuring that everything unfolds at the right time in the right way. The key is to trust the process. When obstacles arise, do not react with fear or frustration. Instead, remind yourself that this is simply movement. It is the shifting of reality, the unseen orchestration of events that are aligning in your favor. Instead of resisting, surrender. Instead of doubting, reaffirm your knowing. Your desire is still on its way. It is simply being arranged in the best possible manner. Consider a river flowing towards the ocean. If a rock appears in its path, the river does not stop. It does not turn back or question its journey. It simply flows around the obstacle, knowing that nothing can truly stop it from reaching its destination. This is how you must approach life. The delays and challenges are not roadblocks. They are redirections, adjustments that ensure you arrive at your destination in the most effortless way. So when things seem to go wrong, do not be disheartened. Look at every obstacle as a sign that things are moving. Know that behind the scenes, reality is rearranging itself in ways you cannot yet see. Your only task is to remain in the state of fulfillment, to continue walking with the confidence that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Let go of the need to control every step. Trust that the unseen forces at work are wiser than your limited perception. What seems like a delay today will soon be revealed as perfect timing. What appears to be a setback will be understood as a necessary step towards something greater. Obstacles are not signs to give up. They are signs that movement is happening. Keep going, keep believing. Your desire is already yours, and nothing can stand in the way of its fulfillment. Most people struggle with patience because they secretly doubt that what they desire is truly on its way. They watch the clock, checking and waiting, wondering if they are doing something wrong. They feel restless, looking for signs, searching for proof. But this impatience is a sign of mistrust. When you fully trust that everything arrives at its perfect time, impatience dissolves. You no longer need to chase, force, or control. Instead, you become a magnet for the very things you once pursued. Trust is the foundation of manifestation. The moment you declare a desire, reality begins to shift in unseen ways to bring it to you. But just like planting a seed in the ground, you must allow time for it to grow. No farmer plants a seed and then digs it up every day to check if it has sprouted. They trust the process. They water it. They give it sunlight. And they wait with the knowing that in due time, the seed will break through the soil and become a full-grown plant. The same is true for your desires. The moment you assume something is yours, reality begins moving to bring it into form. But if you constantly look around, searching for signs, questioning if it's happening, or feeling anxious about when it will arrive, you are disrupting the process. Impatience sends a message that you do not truly believe. It tells reality that you are unsure, that you are still doubting, and so it mirrors that uncertainty back to you. Patience is not about waiting idly. It is about knowing so deeply that you no longer feel the need to question. It is a quiet confidence, an inner calm that says, I already have it. I am simply allowing it to unfold. This state of trust is what makes you magnetic. When you relax into certainty, when you live as though your desire is already done, life moves effortlessly to confirm your assumption. Think of the things that have effortlessly come into your life. They often arrived when you were not grasping, not chasing, not forcing. When you are desperate for something, you create resistance. You push it further away because desperation is the energy of lack. But when you shift into trust, when you let go of the need to control the process, You make space for what you desire to flow to you naturally. Imagine two people trying to attract a relationship. One is impatient, constantly wondering why love has not arrived. They check their phone obsessively, overanalyze every interaction, and feel anxious about the timing. The other person, however, trusts. They live in the feeling of already being loved, enjoying life as if their ideal relationship is already a reality. They are patient, knowing that the right person will come at the perfect time. Which of these two is more magnetic? The one who is relaxed, certain, and aligned. The one who trusts instead of chases. The same principle applies to all things: money, success, opportunities. The moment you stop grasping, stop anxiously watching the clock, you free yourself. And in that freedom, what you once chased begins to chase you. Patience is not just about time, it is about belief. When you truly know that what you desire is already yours, there is no urgency. You do not need to rush, force, or prove anything. You walk with quiet certainty, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. So stop looking at the clock. Stop questioning when it will happen. Stop searching for proof. Instead, embody the energy of someone who already has it. Trust that the unseen forces of reality are working in your favor. Rest in the knowing that the perfect time is already set. And when that moment arrives, it will unfold effortlessly. Patience is not passive, it is powerful. It is the ultimate trust in the flow of life. And when you master it, you will no longer chase, you will attract. Everything you desire is already unfolding in perfect harmony. Time is not your enemy, it is simply the stage upon which reality arranges itself according to your assumptions. When you release the need to control, when you detach from impatience and live in the feeling of already having what you seek, the world must conform to your inner state. Obstacles are not barriers, they are signs that reality is shifting, making way for your desires in the best possible way. Trust is the key. Patience is the ultimate demonstration of faith. The moment you stop chasing and start knowing, what was once distant begins to move toward you effortlessly. Life is not something to struggle against, it is something to flow with. Everything comes to you at the right time, not a second too soon or too late. So let go of doubt. Walk with certainty. Live as though it is already done, because in truth it is. Thank you.
There is a sacred power that resides in your private life, the life within, untouched by the opinions and judgments of others. This private life, this internal world of thoughts, emotions, and imagination, is where your destiny is shaped. It is here, behind closed doors, where the seeds of your future are planted. The external world is but a mirror reflecting what you nurture in your inner world. The power of internal reality is a concept that transcends the idea of mere thoughts influencing your life. It speaks to the very essence of who you are and the world you create from within. The internal reality is your mental and emotional landscape, the space where your consciousness interacts with your desires, fears, and beliefs. This realm, though unseen by others, is the birthplace of everything you experience. It is the canvas upon which you paint your reality. To understand the full scope of this power, we must first recognize that the external world is a reflection of your internal state. Everything you see, hear, and feel is an expression of the consciousness you carry within. What you believe about yourself, the world, and the people around you ultimately shapes your perception and dictates the experiences that come your way. The mind, in its infinite potential, does not just react to the external, it actively creates it. What you dwell on in your internal world manifests in the outer world, because your internal reality is not separate from the external, it is the very force that shapes it. Think of your mind as a field where seeds of thoughts are sown. These thoughts grow and take form, influencing your actions, your behavior, and even the outcomes you experience. The quality of your thoughts, whether they are abundant, loving, positive, and empowering, or fearful, negative, and limiting, directly affects the world you live in. If you constantly entertain thoughts of lack, failure, and insecurity, these will show up in your external reality, creating experiences that mirror your inner turmoil. On the other hand, if you choose to focus on abundance, confidence, and joy, your external world will reflect those vibrations, bringing experiences that are in harmony with your elevated state of being. The power of internal reality is in your ability to consciously control your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs. This control is not about forcing your mind to think in a specific way, but about learning to navigate your consciousness in a way that aligns with your desires and goals. You have the ability to choose your thoughts at any given moment. This is the most empowering realization one can have. The thoughts you think and the beliefs you hold are not fixed. They can be transformed, adjusted, and realigned to serve the life you want to create. The moment you shift your internal reality, you shift the trajectory of your life. It is important to realize that your internal reality is constantly at play, even when you are not consciously aware of it. Your subconscious mind is the driving force behind much of what you experience. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between positive and negative. It simply accepts what is impressed upon it, whether it comes from external influences or your own internal dialogue. This is why it is crucial to be mindful of what you allow to enter your mind. The more you allow negative or limiting beliefs to take root, the more they will grow and manifest in your life. However, when you consciously reprogram your mind with positive affirmations, uplifting thoughts, and empowering beliefs, you align your inner world with the life you wish to experience. Your imagination plays a crucial role in shaping your internal reality. It is through imagination that you can experience, create, and live in the state of your desires before they manifest in the physical world. Imagination is not just a tool for daydreaming or escapism. It is the creative force that brings into being the things you desire. The more vividly you can imagine your ideal life, the more real it becomes in your internal world. As you repeatedly imagine and emotionally charge these visions with belief and feeling, your internal reality shifts, and you begin to align with the external manifestations of those desires. When you truly grasp the power of internal reality, you begin to see how much control you have over your life. You no longer feel like a passive participant in the world, waiting for things to happen to you. Instead, you recognize that you are the creator of your reality. You are the architect of your life, and the blueprint lies within you. The power you possess is not in changing the external world, but in changing your perception of it. By transforming your internal reality, you automatically transform your external experiences. This does not mean that external events will always align immediately with your internal changes. The external world operates on a different time frame, and sometimes the results take time to manifest. However, the key is in the certainty that as your internal reality evolves, so too will the external. It is an inevitable law that cannot be denied. Your internal reality is your greatest ally. It is the source from which all things flow. By taking control of it, by choosing the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs that align with the life you wish to create, you hold the key to unlocking a life of abundance, peace, and fulfillment. The world outside will always mirror the world inside. It is time to look within and recognize the incredible power you possess to shape your reality through the thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, and the imagination you cultivate. As you master your internal reality, you will witness the transformation of your external world, and everything you desire will naturally unfold. Your thoughts are far more than fleeting, abstract notions that pass through your mind. They are the building blocks of your reality. What you think, believe, and imagine consistently creates the life you experience. Every moment of every day, your thoughts shape your world, influencing your actions, your decisions, and the opportunities that arise. The importance of guarding your thoughts cannot be overstated, for they are the gateway through which your desires either manifest or remain elusive. The mind, in its vast potential, is like a garden. What you plant in this garden will grow, but it is up to you to decide what seeds you sow. If you allow negative or destructive thoughts to take root, they will sprout and manifest in your life in ways that reflect the nature of those thoughts. Likewise, if you plant thoughts of abundance, success, and love, they will flourish, creating a life filled with those very qualities. The key is to be mindful of what you are planting. If you do not consciously guard your thoughts, your mind may become overrun with weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, which will prevent the flowers of your desires from blossoming. Every thought that you entertain carries an emotional charge. Whether you are thinking positively or negatively, your thoughts evoke feelings within you, and those feelings are powerful. They are the energy that propels you into action or inaction, and they magnetize experiences to you that match that emotional vibration. For example, when you entertain thoughts of lack or fear, your emotional state shifts to one of tension, anxiety, or frustration. These emotions then guide your actions, perhaps causing you to hold back from opportunities or withdraw from situations that could lead to growth. The law of attraction responds to your emotional state, and when you are radiating fear or scarcity, you attract more of the same. On the other hand, when you guard your thoughts and choose to think thoughts of empowerment, abundance, and success, your emotional state shifts accordingly. You begin to feel confident, optimistic, and ready to take on the world. Your energy aligns with your desires, and the universe responds by bringing you opportunities, experiences, and people that match your elevated emotional state. This is why it is essential to be conscious of your thoughts at all times. The world is a mirror that reflects the image you hold in your mind. If you want to see changes in your external circumstances, you must first change your internal state by guarding the thoughts that form the foundation of your inner world. One of the most powerful ways to guard your thoughts is by becoming aware of the thoughts that arise in your mind. Often we are unaware of the negative or limiting thoughts that pass through our consciousness. They may be so ingrained in us that we accept them as truths, but they are not. These thoughts are not facts, they are simply habits of mind that have formed over time. The first step in guarding your thoughts is to become aware of them. Pay attention to the patterns in your thinking and notice when thoughts of fear, doubt, or negativity arise. Once you are aware of them, you have the power to change them. The next step is to consciously replace these negative thoughts with positive, empowering ones. This takes practice, as the mind has a tendency to return to its default patterns, but with persistence, you can retrain your mind to focus on the thoughts that serve you. When a thought of lack or fear enters your mind, immediately replace it with a thought of abundance or confidence. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I will never succeed," replace it with, "I am capable, and success is on its way to me." The more you practice this, the more natural it will become, and soon you will find that your default thoughts are more aligned with your desires and goals. Another powerful way to guard your thoughts is to be mindful of the people and environments you expose yourself to. Your thoughts are not solely influenced by your inner dialogue, they are also shaped by the external world. The conversations you have, the media you consume, and the people you interact with all contribute to the thoughts that populate your mind. If you spend time around people who are constantly negative or fearful, their energy will influence your thoughts. Similarly, if you watch television shows or read books that promote scarcity, lack, or violence, these ideas will seep into your consciousness. Therefore, it is important to protect yourself from these external influences. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and choose media that aligns with the positive, abundant life you wish to create. Guarding your thoughts also involves letting go of limiting beliefs. These beliefs are often deeply rooted in your subconscious, and they can hold you back from achieving your true potential. You may believe that you are not worthy of success, or that you must struggle to achieve your desires. These beliefs, while not consciously chosen, have been ingrained over time, often through past experiences or external programming. To guard your thoughts, you must begin to challenge and replace these limiting beliefs with empowering ones. When a belief arises that tells you that success is not possible, or that you are not enough, counter it with a belief that affirms your worth and your ability to succeed. Guarding your thoughts is an ongoing practice. It requires awareness, discipline, and patience. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you guard your thoughts, you are actively shaping your reality. You are creating a life that reflects your highest desires and most empowering beliefs. Your mind is a powerful tool, and when you use it consciously and wisely, it becomes a force that works in harmony with you, bringing your dreams into existence. Imagination is often seen as a whimsical escape from reality, a playful activity reserved for children or dreamers. However, its true power lies in its ability to shape and create the very fabric of our lives. Imagination is not merely a tool for fantasy, it is a silent, potent force that works behind the scenes of our consciousness, molding our experiences and realities in ways we may not even fully understand. It is the power to envision a life that transcends the limitations of the present moment, to bring into existence what was once only a thought, a feeling, or a dream. At its core, imagination is the ability to see beyond the physical world, to create mental images of things that have not yet materialized. It is the act of stepping into a realm where the constraints of time, space, and logic no longer hold sway. In this realm, anything is possible, and every desire, every goal, and every dream can be realized. The beauty of imagination is that it operates quietly in the background of our minds, unnoticed by the conscious world around us, yet it is the source of all creation. The silent power of imagination lies in its ability to influence our thoughts, emotions, and actions without us even realizing it. When we imagine something vividly and with emotion, we are essentially impressing that vision onto our subconscious mind. This subconscious mind, which governs much of our behavior, then begins to align our actions and decisions with the images and emotions we have planted in it. Over time, these mental images begin to materialize in our physical reality, not because they were forced or willed into existence, but because our imagination worked silently and continuously to bring them into being. Imagination is the bridge between the unseen world of thought and the seen world of physical reality. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. When you vividly imagine yourself in a state of wealth, health, or success, your mind interprets that image as a real experience. It does not matter that the physical evidence may not yet be present. Your imagination, when accompanied by strong feelings and belief, sends a message to your subconscious that begins to influence your actions and the opportunities you attract. The universe in turn responds to the vibration you are emitting, and your outer circumstances begin to shift to match the inner reality you have created. Many people unknowingly limit their potential by underestimating the power of imagination. They focus only on what is physically present and what can be immediately perceived with the senses. However, those who understand the silent power of imagination recognize that the external world is a reflection of the internal world. The more clearly and vividly you can imagine the life you desire, the more real it becomes in your experience. Your imagination becomes the blueprint for your future, drawing the elements of your dreams into your physical existence. The key to harnessing the power of imagination lies in the emotional energy you invest in it. It is not enough to simply picture an image in your mind. You must feel as though it is already real. Emotion is the fuel that propels imagination into the realm of manifestation. When you imagine a desired outcome with intense emotion, whether it is joy, excitement, gratitude, or peace, you activate the creative forces within you. These feelings are the language of the subconscious mind, and they communicate to your deeper self that this imagined scenario is not only possible, but inevitable. This emotional engagement amplifies the power of your imagination, accelerating the process of manifestation. One of the most profound aspects of imagination is its ability to shape your perception of reality. Often we view the world through the lens of past experiences, limiting beliefs, and external circumstances. However, when we begin to use our imagination to create new mental images and visions of possibility, we begin to see the world in a different light. We start to notice opportunities that we may have previously overlooked, and we become more attuned to the synchronicities and signs that guide us towards our goals. Imagination shifts our perception, allowing us to break free from the confines of our current reality and step into a world of infinite possibility. While imagination is a quiet, often unnoticed force, its impact is undeniable. The world around us, from the clothes we wear to the buildings we live in, to the technology we use, was once nothing more than an idea in someone's mind. Every creation, every innovation, every success story begins with imagination. The silent power of imagination is the unseen hand that shapes our world, turning thoughts into things, dreams into reality, and desires into tangible experiences. To tap into the full potential of your imagination, it is essential to cultivate a sense of inner trust and belief. Trust that your imagination is not just a fleeting fancy, but a powerful tool for transformation. Allow yourself to visualize your goals with clarity and confidence, knowing that they are already in the process of being created. Engage fully in the experience of imagining, feeling the emotions as though the vision is already real. The more you practice this, the more effortless it becomes to bring your dreams into reality. The silent power of imagination is a gift that resides within each of us. It is a force that is always at work, shaping our lives according to the images we hold in our minds. By consciously and deliberately harnessing the power of imagination, we can create lives filled with abundance, joy, and fulfillment. The more we allow ourselves to dream, to imagine, and to feel the reality of those dreams, the more our external world will align with our inner vision. It is through the quiet, subtle power of imagination that we create the life we are destined to live. Self-reliance and solitude are often misunderstood as states of isolation or disconnection from the world, but in reality, they are powerful forces that allow us to tap into our true potential. To be self-reliant is to trust in your own abilities and judgments, and to cultivate an inner strength that is not dependent on external validation or the influence of others. Solitude, on the other hand, is not about being alone in a physical sense, but about embracing the quiet moments where you can hear your own thoughts, reflect on your desires, and align yourself with your deeper purpose. When combined, self-reliance and solitude create an environment for personal growth, clarity, and inner peace. In a world that constantly seeks external validation, it is easy to forget the importance of relying on yourself. From an early age, we are taught to look to others for answers, to seek guidance from parents, teachers, and peers. While seeking wisdom from others is valuable, there is an innate power within us that can often go unnoticed when we are constantly looking outside for direction. True self-reliance is built upon the understanding that you possess everything you need within you. It is about having the confidence to trust your intuition, make decisions based on your own wisdom, and face challenges with the knowledge that you have the inner resources to overcome them. Self-reliance is not about rejecting others or their help. It is about recognizing that while others can offer guidance, support, and encouragement, the ultimate responsibility for your life lies with you. No one knows you better than you know yourself. You are the one who understands your desires, your strengths, and your limitations. By developing self-reliance, you become empowered to shape your own path, free from the fear of others' judgments or opinions. This allows you to live authentically, making choices that align with your true self, rather than conforming to external expectations. Solitude plays a crucial role in this process of self-reliance. In solitude, you have the space to hear your own thoughts without the noise of the outside world. It is in these quiet moments that you can access the clarity and insight necessary to make important decisions and connect with your inner guidance. Solitude allows you to disconnect from the distractions of daily life, creating the mental and emotional space to reflect on your purpose, your goals, and your vision for the future. In these moments of solitude, you are not alone, you are with yourself, discovering your true essence, your desires, and the strength that resides within you. Solitude is a necessary companion for those who wish to cultivate self-reliance, because it enables you to become comfortable in your own company. Many people fear being alone because it forces them to confront their own thoughts, fears, and insecurities. However, embracing solitude is an opportunity to develop a deep sense of self-awareness. It is a chance to explore your thoughts and emotions without judgment, to process unresolved issues, and to nurture the inner peace that is necessary for personal growth. Solitude allows you to become your own best friend, someone you can rely on for comfort, wisdom, and guidance in moments of uncertainty. Self-reliance and solitude are not about being independent to the point of isolation. It is about recognizing that your power and strength come from within, and that you can find peace and clarity when you give yourself the time and space to connect with your own inner world. When you are comfortable in solitude and trust yourself fully, you will find that your relationships with others become healthier and more fulfilling. You no longer seek validation from others, but rather you approach relationships from a place of wholeness, knowing that you are enough on your own. The practice of self-reliance and solitude also enables you to tap into your creativity and inner wisdom. When you are constantly surrounded by the noise of the world, it is easy to become distracted and disconnected from your own ideas and inspirations. Solitude provides the mental clarity needed to access your creative potential. Whether you are working on a personal project, seeking a solution to a problem, or exploring a new path in life, solitude gives you the space to think deeply and explore ideas without interruption. It is in these quiet moments that many great insights, innovations, and breakthroughs occur. Living a life of self-reliance and embracing solitude also requires cultivating patience and discipline. It is not always easy to trust yourself and be comfortable in your own company, especially in a society that often values constant social interaction and external approval. However, the rewards of self-reliance are immeasurable. By learning to rely on yourself, you develop resilience, confidence, and a sense of inner peace that is unshakable. Solitude, when embraced fully, offers the opportunity to connect with your inner truth and to live life on your own terms, free from the influence of outside forces. In a world that constantly demands our attention and pulls us in multiple directions, it is essential to carve out time for self-reliance and solitude. These practices allow us to reconnect with our true selves and gain clarity about what we truly want in life. Through self-reliance, we learn to trust our instincts and make decisions that align with our deepest desires. Through solitude, we create the space for introspection, growth, and creativity. Together, they empower us to live authentically, confidently, and independently, forging a path that is uniquely our own. The more we embrace these practices, the more we realize that the power to shape our lives lies within us, waiting to be discovered in the stillness and quiet of our own being. The law of attraction is a principle that suggests that like attracts like, and that the energy we emit through our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs has the power to attract corresponding experiences into our lives. It is often understood as a tool for manifesting desires, but its true power lies in the alignment of our inner world with our external reality. Internal alignment refers to the harmony between our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, which is essential for the law of attraction to work effectively. When we are internally aligned, we send out a clear and consistent vibration to the universe, drawing to us the experiences, people, and opportunities that match our internal state. Understanding the connection between the law of attraction and internal alignment is key to harnessing its transformative power. At the core of the law of attraction is the idea that everything is energy, including our thoughts and emotions. Our thoughts are like magnets, constantly sending out vibrations into the universe, which in turn attract experiences that resonate with those vibrations. If our thoughts and feelings are negative, focused on lack or fear, we attract more of the same. Conversely, when we focus on positive thoughts, gratitude, and abundance, we draw experiences that reflect these higher vibrations. The law of attraction, however, is not simply about thinking positive thoughts. It is about aligning our entire being, our beliefs, emotions, and actions with the reality we wish to create. Internal alignment is the process of ensuring that all aspects of ourselves are working together to manifest our desires. This involves tuning our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs to be in harmony with the outcomes we seek. If, for example, you desire financial abundance, but subconsciously believe that money is hard to come by, or that you do not deserve wealth, your internal alignment is off. You may think about prosperity, but your beliefs and emotions contradict those thoughts, sending mixed signals to the universe. As a result, your external circumstances do not reflect the abundance you desire. When you achieve internal alignment, your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings work in concert, and your vibrational energy becomes a powerful force that draws in your desires. One of the most important aspects of internal alignment is self-awareness. In order to align your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions with your desires, you must first become aware of what is going on inside you. Many of us carry subconscious beliefs that we are not fully aware of, and these beliefs can create resistance to the manifestation of our desires. For example, if you believe that you are not worthy of love or success, your actions and reactions will reflect that belief, keeping you stuck in patterns that do not serve you. Self-awareness allows you to identify these limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones that support your goals. Another key element of internal alignment is emotional resonance. Emotions are a powerful driving force behind the law of attraction. When we feel good, we are in alignment with our desires because we are emitting a high vibration. Emotions such as joy, gratitude, love, and excitement are the frequencies that attract positive experiences into our lives. On the other hand, emotions like fear, doubt, and frustration are low-frequency vibrations that attract more of the same. It is essential to cultivate positive emotions and maintain an elevated state of being in order to align with the abundance you seek. Practices such as meditation, gratitude, and visualization can help shift your emotional state and keep you in alignment with your desires. The law of attraction is not a passive process, it requires action. Internal alignment also involves aligning your actions with your desires. When your thoughts and emotions are aligned, your actions naturally follow suit. If you are visualizing yourself living in abundance, but are not taking the necessary steps toward achieving your goals, you are not fully aligned with your desires. The universe responds to the energy you put out, and if you are taking inspired action in the direction of your dreams, you send a powerful message to the universe that you are ready to receive. Action reinforces your belief in the law of attraction and helps bridge the gap between your inner vision and your external reality. Trust is another critical aspect of internal alignment. When you are aligned with your desires, you must also trust that the universe will deliver them in perfect timing. Doubt and impatience can create resistance, which blocks the flow of abundance. Trusting the process and surrendering to the timing of the universe allows you to stay in alignment with your desires without forcing or controlling the outcome. This requires a deep sense of faith and the understanding that everything you desire is already on its way to you. Internal alignment and the law of attraction are not one-time events, they are continuous practices. The more you align your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions with your desires, the more you strengthen your ability to manifest your goals. Over time, this alignment becomes natural and effortless, and you begin to attract experiences that match the vibration you consistently send out. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and when you are in perfect alignment with your desires, there is no limit to what you can manifest. To truly harness the power of the law of attraction, it is essential to focus on internal alignment. This requires constant self-reflection, emotional awareness, and trust in the process. When you are aligned with your desires, you become a powerful magnet for everything you want to attract into your life. The law of attraction is not just about thinking positive thoughts or setting intentions, it is about embodying the energy of what you want to create and allowing the universe to respond in kind. By aligning your inner world with your outer desires, you unlock the full potential of the law of attraction, transforming your life in ways you never thought possible. Protecting your energy is one of the most important practices for maintaining mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being in a world that often demands more than we can give. Every day we are surrounded by people, situations, and environments that either uplift or drain us. While it is natural to want to help others and be there for those in need, we must also recognize that our energy is a finite resource. If we do not take the time to protect it, we can quickly find ourselves depleted, overwhelmed, and disconnected from our true selves. Protecting your energy involves setting boundaries, being mindful of your emotional responses, and taking deliberate actions to cultivate inner peace and vitality. It is not about being selfish, but rather about ensuring that you are able to show up as your best self for both yourself and others. One of the most effective ways to protect your energy is by setting clear and healthy boundaries. Boundaries are essential because they define where your energy begins and ends. Without boundaries, it is easy to become overextended, taking on the emotional or physical burdens of others at the expense of your own well-being. People often struggle with boundaries because they fear rejection, conflict, or being perceived as unkind. However, the truth is that boundaries are an act of self-respect. They allow you to protect your energy and preserve your mental, emotional, and physical health. When you set boundaries, you are teaching others how to treat you and protecting yourself from unnecessary emotional drain. Boundaries can take many forms, depending on the situation. For example, if you find yourself in a toxic or draining relationship, it may be necessary to limit your time spent with that person or to set emotional boundaries around the topics of conversation. Similarly, if you are constantly being asked to do favors or take on additional responsibilities at work or in your personal life, it is important to recognize when it is appropriate to say no. Saying no does not mean that you are being unkind or unsupportive. It simply means that you are prioritizing your own well-being. The ability to say no is a powerful tool in protecting your energy because it allows you to maintain control over where and how your energy is directed. Another key aspect of protecting your energy is becoming mindful of the people and environments you allow into your life. Not everyone you encounter will have a positive impact on your energy. Some people may drain you with their negativity, while others may bring an uplifting, positive presence into your life. Being mindful of the people you spend time with is crucial in maintaining your energy balance. Surround yourself with individuals who support, encourage, and inspire you. These are the people who will help elevate your energy, making you feel more connected to your purpose and your inner strength. On the flip side, it is important to recognize when relationships, whether personal or professional, are no longer serving you in a healthy way. Toxic relationships can siphon your energy, leaving you feeling emotionally drained, anxious, or depleted. Recognizing these relationships and taking steps to distance yourself from them is an essential part of protecting your energy. While it can be difficult to cut ties with people who may have been in your life for a long time, it is necessary for your own growth and well-being. When you let go of relationships that no longer serve you, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections to take their place. Equally important in protecting your energy is being mindful of your emotional state. Our emotions are powerful indicators of where our energy is flowing. If you constantly feel stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, it is likely that your energy is being pulled in many different directions. It is essential to take time to check in with yourself and recognize when you are feeling out of balance. One way to protect your energy is by learning to process and release negative emotions before they accumulate and drain you. This can be done through practices such as meditation, journaling, or engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. By regularly checking in with your emotional state, you can prevent negative emotions from taking over and depleting your energy. Another powerful tool for protecting your energy is practicing mindfulness and staying present in the moment. When you are mindful, you are able to tune into your internal state and notice when something feels off or draining. You can also cultivate a sense of awareness that helps you disengage from negative thought patterns or behaviors that may be depleting your energy. Mindfulness allows you to stay focused on what is truly important and to filter out distractions that might otherwise drain your energy. Protecting your energy also involves nurturing your body and mind through self-care practices. Taking care of your physical health is essential for maintaining your energy levels. Eating nutritious foods, exercising regularly, getting enough rest, and practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or yoga are all ways to restore and replenish your energy. When you prioritize self-care, you are better equipped to handle the demands of daily life and to remain centered and grounded. In addition to caring for your body, it is important to nourish your mind and spirit. This can be done through reading, engaging in creative activities, spending time in nature, or practicing gratitude. Anything that brings you peace, joy, or inspiration contributes to your overall sense of well-being and helps to protect your energy. Taking time each day to engage in activities that replenish your spirit ensures that you are maintaining a healthy balance and are able to face challenges with resilience and clarity. Protecting your energy is not a one-time effort, but a continuous practice that requires self-awareness, boundary setting, and intentionality. By being mindful of where your energy is going, nurturing your body and mind, and surrounding yourself with positive influences, you create an environment in which your energy can thrive. Remember, you are the steward of your own energy, and by protecting it, you are ensuring that you have the strength and vitality to live your life to the fullest. In conclusion, protecting your energy is essential for maintaining balance and well-being in a world that constantly demands more of us. By setting healthy boundaries, being mindful of the people and environments we allow into our lives, managing our emotions, and engaging in regular self-care, we create the space needed to cultivate inner peace and vitality. It is not about being selfish, but rather about honoring yourself and preserving the strength necessary to show up fully in your own life. Remember, your energy is a precious resource, and it is up to you to safeguard it. When you take the time to protect your energy, you empower yourself to live more intentionally, align with your true purpose, and attract the positive experiences you deserve. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on these important principles. I hope this speech inspires you to prioritize your well-being and protect your energy moving forward. The moment you feel a desire within you, it is not a random occurrence or a fleeting thought. It is a signal, a whisper from the infinite, telling you that what you seek is not only possible but already exists. This desire is proof of its fulfillment. Think about this: could you desire something that was completely unattainable or non-existent in the grand scheme of creation? The answer is no, because every desire is born out of the potential for its realization. The universe operates with precision and intention. Nothing is ever placed in your heart by accident. If you desire love, abundance, success, or peace, it is because these realities are already part of the infinite possibilities, waiting for you to claim them. Your desire is the first spark of creation, the beginning of a process that brings the unseen into the seen. It is not a wishful thought, but a divine nudge, an invitation to step into alignment with what is already yours. You see, the very act of wanting something is evidence that it is within your reach. Imagine a seed planted in fertile soil. The seed contains within it everything it needs to grow into a magnificent tree, but it must be nurtured, trusted, and allowed to unfold in its own time. Your desires are much the same. They are seeds of potential, containing within them the full blueprint of their realization. The fact that you can imagine something means that the universe has already prepared the way for its manifestation. But here is the crucial point: your role is not to question whether it is possible or to doubt your worthiness to receive it. Your role is to trust the process, to hold faith in the unseen, and to nurture your desire with belief and conviction. Doubt is the only thing that can delay the fulfillment of your desires. When you doubt, you separate yourself from the reality you wish to experience. You tell the universe that you are not ready, that you do not trust in its infinite power to deliver what you have asked for. Remember, your desires do not exist in isolation. They are part of a greater plan, woven into the fabric of the universe. What you desire desires you as well. The moment you begin to hold the belief that your desires are already fulfilled, you activate the creative forces of the universe to bring them into your reality. The world around you will begin to shift, aligning circumstances, people, and opportunities to support the manifestation of your dreams. This is why it is so important to trust your desires. They are not frivolous or selfish. They are your soul's way of guiding you toward your highest good. Every desire serves a purpose, even if you do not fully understand it in the moment. Trust that there is a divine order to everything, and that your desires are part of that order. Now, it is also essential to release the need to control how your desires will manifest. The how is not your concern. Your mind may try to calculate the steps, to figure out every detail, but this is not the path of faith. The universe works in ways that often defy logic, and the fulfillment of your desires may come in forms you could never have predicted. When you release the how, you make space for miracles to unfold. Focus instead on the feeling of having your desires fulfilled. Live in that state of being, as though everything you wish for is already here. This is not a game of pretending, it is a shift in consciousness. When you act as if your desires are already realized, you align yourself with the frequency of their fulfillment. The universe responds to this alignment by reflecting your inner state in your outer reality. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the evidence of your senses seems to contradict the reality you are creating. In those moments, remind yourself of this truth: your desires are proof of their fulfillment. Hold steadfast to your vision, no matter what the external world shows you. The external world is merely a reflection of your past thoughts and beliefs. It has no power to dictate your future unless you allow it. Keep your focus on the reality you wish to create. See your desires not as something distant or unattainable, but as a certainty that is unfolding in perfect timing. Trust in the process, trust in the divine intelligence that governs all things, and trust in yourself. You are a co-creator with the universe, and your desires are the language through which you communicate your intentions. So the next time you feel a desire stirring within you, do not dismiss it or question whether it is possible. Embrace it fully, knowing that it is the first step in bringing something wonderful into your life. Hold it close, nurture it with faith, and allow it to grow. Your desires are not just wishes, they are promises, waiting to be fulfilled. Trust this truth and watch as the life you dream of becomes the life you live. Faith is the invisible force that connects the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown, the desired and the manifested. It is the bridge that carries you from where you are to where you long to be. Without faith, even the most profound dreams remain distant, for it is faith that animates them and gives them life. Faith is not merely a belief in something greater, it is the unshakable knowing that what you desire is already yours, even before it appears in the physical realm. Imagine standing at the edge of a great chasm, looking toward the other side where all your desires exist. The gap may seem insurmountable, and doubt may whisper that you will never reach it, but faith is the bridge that spans this divide. It is not built from logic or visible proof, but from trust in the unseen. Faith does not demand evidence, it creates it. When you step onto this bridge, you are walking in alignment with a power far greater than yourself, a power that works tirelessly to bring your desires into form. Faith begins with a choice. It is not something you stumble upon or something you must wait for. It is an intentional act of the mind and heart. When you choose faith, you declare to the universe that you are willing to believe in what cannot yet be seen. You decide to trust that your desires are not only possible but inevitable. This choice shifts your energy, aligning you with the frequency of your fulfilled desire and opening the way for it to manifest. But faith is not passive. It is an active, living force that requires nurturing and practice. To walk in faith is to hold firm to your vision, even when the world around you suggests otherwise. It is to trust in the process, even when the path is unclear. Faith asks you to look beyond appearances and to see with the eyes of imagination. What you see in your mind's eye is just as real as what you see with your physical eyes, if not more so, for it is from the unseen that the seen is born. Faith also requires surrender. It is not about forcing outcomes or controlling the process. To have faith is to let go of the need to know every detail of how your desires will manifest. It is to release the grip of fear and trust in the divine intelligence that orchestrates all things. When you surrender, you make room for miracles to occur. You step aside and allow the universe to do its work in ways that often exceed your imagination. Doubt is the greatest obstacle to faith. It creeps in when the evidence of your senses contradicts the truth you hold in your heart. Doubt is the voice that says, "What if it doesn't happen?" or "What if I'm not worthy?" But faith counters with a louder truth. It is already done when doubt arises. It is not a sign that your faith is failing, it is an opportunity to strengthen it. Each time you choose faith over doubt, you reinforce the bridge, making it stronger and more stable. Faith is not about blind optimism or pretending that challenges do not exist. It acknowledges the difficulties but refuses to be defined by them. Faith looks at obstacles and sees opportunities, knowing that every setback is part of the journey toward fulfillment. It understands that delays are not denials but simply a rearranging of circumstances to bring about the best possible outcome. There is a profound power in unwavering faith. When you hold a vision of your desire with absolute certainty, the universe responds in kind. The energy you emit through your faith attracts people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with your vision. This is not magic, it is the natural law of creation. You are always manifesting, whether consciously or unconsciously, and faith is the key to manifesting deliberately. Faith also transforms you. It changes not only your circumstances but also your inner state. To live in faith is to live in peace, free from the anxiety of what if and the despair of if only. It is to walk with confidence, knowing that the good you seek is seeking you. Faith brings clarity, focus, and resilience, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with grace. As you practice faith, you begin to see its evidence everywhere. Small synchronicities, unexpected blessings, and moments of serendipity remind you that you are on the right path. These signs are not the foundation of your faith but the fruits of it. They are the universe's way of affirming that your trust is not misplaced. So step onto the bridge of faith. Take each step with confidence, knowing that you are supported by a power greater than yourself. Do not hesitate or look back. Keep your eyes fixed on your vision and your heart aligned with its fulfillment. Faith is the bridge that carries you from desire to reality, from longing to having, from dreaming to living. It is the assurance that all things are possible and the invitation to believe in the extraordinary. Let faith guide you, and you will find that the life you seek is already yours. When you desire something, it's natural to wonder how it will come to pass. Your mind, conditioned to rely on logic and control, seeks to map out every detail of the journey. It asks questions, calculates possibilities, and tries to predict outcomes. But this approach can become a barrier, not a bridge to manifestation. The truth is, the how is not your responsibility. Your role is to desire, believe, and feel as though your desire is already fulfilled. The mechanics of its manifestation belong to the infinite intelligence of the universe. To detach from the how is to open the door to miracles. Detaching from the how is not about giving up or being passive. It is about releasing the need to control the specifics of the process while remaining active in your faith and aligned with your desire. It requires trust in the unseen, knowing that the universe is orchestrating events in ways that may be beyond your comprehension. Often, the path to your manifestation takes twists and turns you could never have predicted. By clinging to a specific how, you limit the infinite possibilities that could bring your desire to fruition. Consider the times in your life when things worked out in ways you could never have planned. Perhaps an unexpected opportunity arose, or a chance meeting led to a significant breakthrough. These moments are not coincidences, they are evidence of the universe's ability to arrange circumstances in your favor. When you detach from the how, you invite more of these moments into your life. Detaching from the how also frees you from unnecessary stress and anxiety. The constant need to figure everything out can drain your energy and rob you of joy. When you let go of this need, you create space for peace and clarity. You can focus on what truly matters, living in alignment with your desire and enjoying the present moment. Manifestation is not meant to be a struggle, it is meant to be a joyful and empowering process. The most powerful creators understand that their role is to define what they want and trust that the universe will handle the rest. They do not waste time worrying about the how, because they know that the how is always taken care of. They focus on embodying the state of their fulfilled desire, acting as if it is already theirs. This is the essence of detachment. Letting go of the how is an act of surrender, but surrender does not mean weakness. It is a profound expression of faith and confidence in the creative power of the universe. When you surrender the need to control, you step into a state of flow where things unfold with ease and grace. You become a magnet for your desires, attracting them effortlessly because you are no longer blocking their path with resistance. So release your grip on the how, trust that the universe knows the perfect way to bring your desires to you. Focus on the end, not the means. Feel the joy, gratitude, and peace of having your desire fulfilled, and let that be your guide. When you detach from the how, you allow the magic of creation to unfold, and what you seek will find its way to you in ways more beautiful than you could have imagined. Creation begins not in the outer world, but in the realm of imagination. What you desire does not first appear in your reality, it begins as a feeling, an impression in the mind and heart. To feel it before you see it is the essence of manifestation. It is the act of aligning your inner state with the fulfillment of your desire, allowing the unseen to take form in the visible world. This is not wishful thinking, it is the natural law of creation. The outer world is merely a reflection of your inner state. Every experience you encounter, every condition you face, is a projection of what you have entertained within yourself. If you wait to feel happiness, abundance, or love until the evidence appears around you, you will wait endlessly. But when you choose to embody those feelings now, you activate the creative power that brings them into existence. Feeling it before you see it requires faith and imagination. It means living in the end, as if your desire is already fulfilled, even when your senses may argue otherwise. Your imagination is the workshop of creation, the place where you shape the unseen into form. To feel something deeply in your imagination is to bring it closer to reality, for the mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. This process begins with clarity. You must know what you desire and define it in detail. The clearer your vision, the more potent your feelings will be. When you know exactly what you want, you can summon the emotions associated with its fulfillment. Close your eyes and see yourself living your dream. Feel the joy, excitement, and gratitude as though it has already come to pass. Let these emotions fill every fiber of your being. Your emotions are the language of the universe. When you feel as if your desire is already yours, you emit a powerful signal that attracts corresponding circumstances. This is the principle of like attracting like. The frequency of your feelings aligns with the frequency of your desires, drawing them into your life. It is not enough to think about your desire, you must feel it with intensity and conviction. Many people struggle with this concept because they are conditioned to rely on their senses. They look at their current reality and conclude that their desires are distant or impossible. But the outer world is not fixed, it is malleable and ever-changing, shaped by the energy you project. Your current circumstances are simply the result of past thoughts and feelings. To create a new reality, you must generate new feelings that align with what you want to experience. To feel it before you see it requires practice and persistence. Begin by setting aside time each day to focus on your desire. Enter a state of relaxation, free from distractions, and let your imagination take over. Picture yourself living the life you desire, engaging all your senses. Hear the sounds, see the colors, and feel the textures. Most importantly, feel the emotions. The more vividly you can imagine and feel, the stronger your creative energy will be. Doubt and fear may arise, especially if your current reality contrasts sharply with your vision. But these emotions are not insurmountable. When they surface, acknowledge them without judgment and gently return your focus to your desired state. Remember, your feelings are more powerful than your circumstances. Even in the face of doubt, choose to feel as if your desire is already yours. It is also essential to maintain this state of feeling throughout your day. Do not leave your vision behind once your imagination session ends. Carry the emotions with you, letting them infuse your thoughts and actions. Act as if your desire is already fulfilled. This does not mean pretending or forcing, it means embodying the confidence and peace that come from knowing your desire is on its way. Feeling it before you see it is not just about manifesting specific desires, it is about transforming your entire way of being. When you live in alignment with your highest visions, you elevate your energy and attract experiences that match your new state. You become a creator of your reality, not a passive observer. Challenges may arise, but they are not obstacles, they are opportunities to deepen your faith and refine your focus. Each time you choose to feel your desire, instead of reacting to your circumstances, you strengthen your creative power. You train yourself to live from the inside out, shaping your reality through the force of your imagination and emotions. The beauty of this process is that it does not depend on external conditions. You do not need to wait for circumstances to improve or for opportunities to appear. You can begin right now, wherever you are. The moment you decide to feel it before you see it, you activate the forces of creation. So let go of the need to see evidence before you believe. Choose to feel as if your desire is already yours, and trust that the universe is responding to your energy. Live in the end, where your dream is already a reality, and let that feeling guide your thoughts, actions, and choices. When you master this principle, you will discover that what you seek has been seeking you all along. The world will rearrange itself to match your inner state, and you will see your desires unfold in ways that are often unexpected and always perfect. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It is more than a polite gesture or a fleeting emotion. It is a magnetic state of being that draws blessings into your life. When you express gratitude, you are not merely acknowledging what you have, you are aligning yourself with the energy of abundance. This alignment opens the door for even greater manifestations, for the universe responds most profoundly to a grateful heart. To understand the power of gratitude, it is essential to recognize that the universe operates on the principle of vibration. Every thought, feeling, and belief emits a frequency, and the universe matches that frequency by delivering corresponding experiences. Gratitude vibrates at the frequency of abundance. When you feel grateful, you affirm that you are already blessed, and the universe, ever responsive, amplifies that energy by sending you more to be grateful for. Gratitude is not limited to the things you already possess, it is also a tool for manifesting your desires. When you express gratitude for something you have yet to see, you act as if it is already yours. This act of faith shifts your focus from lack to fulfillment and activates the creative forces of the universe. It is a powerful declaration that you trust the process of creation and that you believe in the unseen. In doing so, you create a vibrational match with your desire, hastening its arrival. The beauty of gratitude lies in its simplicity. You do not need to wait for extraordinary circumstances to practice it. The air you breathe, the warmth of the sun, the laughter of a friend, these small blessings are treasures waiting to be acknowledged. When you cultivate gratitude for the seemingly ordinary, you train yourself to see abundance everywhere. This shift in perspective not only enhances your current experience, but also prepares you to receive more. Gratitude also serves as a remedy for fear and doubt. When faced with challenges or setbacks, it is easy to fall into a state of worry or frustration. But gratitude has the power to transform these lower vibrations into higher ones. By focusing on what you are grateful for, even in the midst of difficulty, you redirect your energy toward positivity and possibility. This redirection creates space for solutions and opportunities to emerge. The universe cannot deliver blessings to a mind consumed by negativity, but a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. One of the most profound aspects of gratitude is its ability to anchor you in the present moment. Often we are so focused on what we lack or what we hope to achieve that we overlook the richness of the now. Gratitude shifts your attention from what is missing to what is present, allowing you to fully experience and appreciate the moment. This presence is a powerful state, for it is only in the now that you can create and receive. To deepen your practice of gratitude, make it a daily ritual. Begin each morning by listing 3 things you are grateful for. Let these be heartfelt acknowledgements, not mere routine. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel the emotion of gratitude wash over you. Allow it to expand, filling your heart and radiating outward. This simple practice sets the tone for your day, aligning you with the energy of abundance from the moment you wake. As you go about your day, look for opportunities to express gratitude. When someone helps you, say thank you with genuine appreciation. When you experience something beautiful, a sunset, a kind gesture, or a moment of peace, pause to acknowledge it. These small acts of gratitude accumulate, creating a ripple effect that transforms your energy and your life. Gratitude also thrives in reflection. At the end of the day, take a moment to review your experiences and identify the blessings they held. Even challenges can be viewed through the lens of gratitude, for they often bring growth, wisdom, or unexpected opportunities. By finding gratitude in every situation, you train yourself to see life as a gift, rich with possibility and meaning. The practice of gratitude is not about ignoring difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about choosing to focus on the good, no matter the circumstances. This choice is a declaration of trust in the benevolence of the universe. It says, "I believe that life is working for me, not against me. I trust that every experience has value, and I am open to receiving its blessings." The universe, like a mirror, reflects back what you project. When you project gratitude, it reflects abundance. When you embody gratitude, you create a harmonious relationship with the universe, one based on trust, appreciation, and flow. This harmony allows blessings to flow to you with ease and grace, often in ways that surpass your expectations. Gratitude is the key to unlocking the fullness of life. It turns what you have into enough and more. It transforms denial into acceptance, chaos into order, and confusion into clarity. Gratitude makes sense of the past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. By practicing gratitude, you align yourself with the truth that life is inherently abundant and that you are a worthy recipient of its gifts. So let gratitude be your constant companion. In moments of joy, let it enhance your happiness. In moments of struggle, let it guide you back to peace. Trust that as you cultivate gratitude, the universe hears your silent song of appreciation and responds with a symphony of blessings. This is the law of life. The more you give thanks, the more you will have to be thankful for. Patience is often misunderstood. Many believe it is merely the act of waiting, a passive state of enduring time until something desired arrives. But true patience is not about waiting, it is about how you live in the time between your intention and its manifestation. It is an active, purposeful state of being filled with trust, alignment, and preparation for what you know is on its way. Patience begins with faith. When you set a desire into motion, whether through prayer, intention, or action, you must trust that the process is unfolding as it should. This trust is not blind or naive, it is rooted in the understanding that everything operates according to universal laws. You do not plant a seed and expect it to grow overnight. Instead, you nurture the soil, water it consistently, and trust that nature will do its part. Patience is no different. It is the confident knowing that your efforts, combined with divine timing, will bring forth the fruits of your desire. Impatience, on the other hand, stems from doubt. When you question whether your efforts are enough, whether your desire is possible, or whether the universe will deliver, you create resistance. This resistance slows the process, not because the universe withholds, but because your energy becomes scattered and uncertain. Impatience is a signal that you are focusing more on the absence of what you want than on its inevitable arrival. To embody true patience, you must shift your focus away from the clock and toward the feeling of already having received what you desire. Patience requires presence. It is about fully engaging with the now, even as you hold a vision for the future. Many people fall into the trap of living in the in-between state, where they are neither fully here nor fully there. They spend their days longing for the future, convinced that happiness lies in what is yet to come. But the truth is, life unfolds only in the present moment. When you cultivate patience, you learn to embrace where you are right now, knowing that this moment is a necessary part of the journey. Patience is also a form of preparation. It is not passive waiting but active readiness. While the timing of your desire's fulfillment may not be within your control, how you prepare for its arrival is entirely up to you. Ask yourself, are you ready to receive what you have asked for? Are there skills, habits, or perspectives you need to develop? Use the time between your intention and its manifestation to become the version of yourself that aligns with your desire. This alignment is what accelerates the process, for the universe responds most powerfully to those who are prepared to receive. Another key aspect of patience is surrender. To be patient is to let go of the need to control every detail of how and when your desire will come. It is about trusting that the universe knows the perfect way to deliver what you seek. This does not mean abandoning your goals or taking no action. Instead, it means releasing attachment to the outcome, allowing space for the unexpected and the miraculous. When you surrender, you open yourself to possibilities far greater than what you could have imagined. Patience also teaches resilience. The path to your desires is rarely a straight line. There may be detours, delays, or challenges that test your resolve. These moments are not setbacks, they are opportunities to grow and strengthen your faith. Each challenge asks you, do you truly believe in what you are seeking? Are you willing to remain steadfast? Even when the way is unclear, patience answers these questions with quiet confidence, knowing that every obstacle is part of the process. Gratitude is a powerful ally of patience. When you practice gratitude for what you have and what is coming, you shift your energy from lack to abundance. Gratitude affirms that you trust the unfolding of your journey, even if the destination is not yet visible. It reminds you that life is not just about achieving goals, but about experiencing the richness of each step along the way. By focusing on what is good and right in this moment, you amplify the energy of fulfillment and attract more of it into your life. Patience, at its core, is a demonstration of self-mastery. It is the ability to hold steady in the face of uncertainty, to remain focused on your vision without succumbing to doubt or fear. It is the recognition that everything unfolds in its own perfect time, and that rushing the process serves only to create frustration and disappointment. When you practice patience, you align yourself with the rhythm of the universe, allowing life to flow naturally and effortlessly. Patience is not about waiting, it is about becoming. It is about who you are as you journey toward your desires. Are you calm, trusting, and aligned, or are you restless, anxious, and resistant? The energy you bring to the process shapes the outcome. By cultivating patience, you not only make the journey more enjoyable, but also ensure that the destination is worth reaching. So let go of the idea that patience is a passive act of enduring time. Embrace it as an active state of trust, presence, and preparation. Know that every moment, no matter how long it feels, is working for you, not against you. And when the fulfillment of your desire finally arrives, you will see that it came at the perfect time, in the perfect way, for the perfect version of yourself. In conclusion, patience is not about waiting, but about embracing the process of becoming. It is a state of trust, presence, and readiness, where you align yourself with the rhythm of the universe. By cultivating patience, you not only allow your desires to manifest with ease, but also become the person who is worthy of those desires. Remember, the universe responds to your energy, and patience is the key to unlocking the abundance and blessings that are already on their way to you. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this powerful truth. Your journey of patience and trust has already begun, and with each step, you move closer to the fulfillment of your dreams. The world you see around you is not as fixed and immovable as it may seem. It is fluid, ever-changing, and intricately tied to the words you speak. What you say, whether aloud or in the privacy of your mind, serves as the blueprint for the reality you experience. Words carry energy, intent, and creative power. They are the brushstrokes with which you paint the canvas of your life. Think about the words you use every day. Do you speak words of abundance, health, and joy? Or do you find yourself uttering phrases of lack, frustration, and fear? Most of us are unaware of the extraordinary power contained within the seemingly simple act of speaking. Every word we release carries the vibration of our innermost beliefs, and those beliefs manifest in our external world. Let me ask you this: if your words were seeds, what kind of garden would you be planting? Are you nurturing a flourishing paradise of opportunities, love, and success? Or are you sowing weeds of doubt, negativity, and limitation? It is not merely about positive thinking, though that plays a role. It is about conscious creation. When you speak, you are commanding the forces of the universe to align with your vision. Whether you say, "I am overwhelmed," or "I am calm and capable," the energy behind those words takes root and grows. This is why speaking with intention is so crucial. If you find yourself saying, "I can't do this," or "nothing ever works out for me," pause. Recognize that these words are shaping the experiences you will encounter. Instead, choose phrases that align with the life you want to create. Say, I am capable. Everything is working out in my favor. The power of words does not stop at what you say to others. The most important conversations you will ever have are the ones you have with yourself. Your inner dialogue shapes your beliefs, and those beliefs define your actions. If you consistently tell yourself, I am not good enough, you will unconsciously act in ways that confirm that belief. But if you begin to affirm, I am deserving of all good things, your actions and circumstances will start to reflect that truth. Words are not just descriptive, they are prescriptive. They do not merely describe what is happening in your life, they prescribe what will happen next. When you say, I am healthy, you are instructing your body to align with that truth. When you declare, I am prosperous, you are signaling to the universe that abundance is your natural state. Understand that this power works both ways. Negative words are just as potent as positive ones. If you repeatedly say, I am unlucky, do not be surprised when misfortune seems to follow you. Your words are like a magnet, drawing experiences that match their energy. But here is the beautiful part, you have the power to change your words at any moment. You can rewrite the script of your life simply by choosing to speak differently. Begin today. Speak words of gratitude, even for things that have not yet appeared. Say, I am grateful for the opportunities flowing to me. Speak words of confidence, even if you do not feel confident yet. Declare, I am capable and unstoppable. This practice is not about denying reality, but about reshaping it. When you align your words with the reality you wish to create, you set a powerful creative process in motion. Over time, you will find that your external circumstances begin to shift to match the truth of your spoken word. So I invite you to become more intentional with your words. Speak life into your dreams. Speak healing into your body. Speak abundance into your finances. And most importantly, speak love and kindness into your heart. Remember, your words shape your world. Choose them wisely, for they are the building blocks of your destiny. The next time you open your mouth to speak, let your words reflect the life you want to live. Speak with intention, speak with faith, and watch as the universe answers your call. There is a profound secret that can transform the way you create your reality. Speak as though it already is. This means using your words to affirm and embody the life you desire, not as a distant hope, but as a present truth. This is the essence of conscious creation, a powerful practice that bridges the gap between your dreams and your reality. When you speak as though your desires are already fulfilled, you are not lying to yourself or denying your current circumstances. Instead, you are aligning your inner world with the reality you want to experience. Words carry the energy of creation. When spoken with conviction and clarity, they shape the world around you. Imagine for a moment that your desires, whether they are for love, wealth, health, or happiness, are already yours. What would you say? How would you express yourself? Would you say, I hope one day I'll be happy, or I am filled with joy right now? The latter carries an energy of certainty and fulfillment, an energy that magnetizes your desires to you. Here lies the key. Your words are not just descriptions of your current life, they are declarations of the life you wish to live. When you say, I am abundant, even when your bank account might not reflect it, you are setting a powerful intention. You are training your mind and emotions to align with abundance, and this alignment begins to influence your actions, your decisions, and the opportunities that come your way. But why is this so effective? Because the subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It believes what it is repeatedly told. When you speak as though you already are what you desire to be, you reprogram your subconscious mind to accept this as your truth. Over time, this internal shift creates external results. Consider this: when you repeatedly say, I am successful, your mind begins to seek out evidence to support that statement. You become more confident, take bolder actions, and attract situations that align with success. On the other hand, you constantly say, I can't catch a break, your mind will unconsciously find ways to validate that belief. Speaking as though it already is does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending problems don't exist. It means focusing your energy on solutions and possibilities rather than limitations. Instead of saying, I am struggling, you can say, I am overcoming every challenge with grace. Instead of saying, I am lonely, declare, I am surrounded by love. This practice requires faith in language, creates a shift in the beginning. It may feel strange or even untrue. Foundation of reality. But remember, you are not speaking about what you see right now. You are speaking into existence what you wish to see. Words are like seeds. They may not bloom immediately, but with consistent care, they grow into the life you desire. Here's a simple exercise to get started. Each morning, take a moment to declare your intentions for the day as though they are already fulfilled. Say things like, today, I am productive and at peace. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly. I am grateful for the abundance in my life. Then, carry this energy with you throughout the day. Remember, speaking as though it already is requires consistency and sincerity. Do not let doubt or fear undermine the power of your words. Trust the process even when results are not immediate. Just as a seed takes time to sprout, your words will take time to manifest. Your words shape your life. Speak as though you are already the person you want to become. Speak as though your dreams are already your reality. When you do, you align yourself with the energy of fulfillment, and the universe responds in kind. So today, speak boldly, speak confidently, and most importantly, speak as though it already is. Your future self is waiting to thank you. Your inner dialogue, the quiet, constant stream of thoughts that runs through your mind, holds immense power. It is the unseen force shaping your self-perception, guiding your decisions, and ultimately creating your reality. What you say to yourself in the privacy of your own mind matters more than you might realize. It is the foundation of your beliefs, the blueprint for your actions, and the key to unlocking your potential. Most of us go through life without paying much attention to our inner dialogue. We assume it is a natural part of our existence, something beyond our control. But the truth is, you can and must take charge of this internal conversation if you want to transform your life. Your inner dialogue is not a passive observer, it is an active participant in creating your reality. Ask yourself, how do you speak to yourself when you face challenges? Do you offer words of encouragement and support, or do you criticize and doubt yourself? Far too often, our inner dialogue becomes a harsh critic, pointing out flaws and amplifying fears. We tell ourselves, I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, or this is too hard for me. These thoughts may seem harmless, but they are not. They shape your self-image and limit what you believe is possible. The good news is that you have the power to change this narrative. You can consciously rewrite the script of your inner dialogue, replacing negativity with positivity, fear with confidence, and doubt with faith. This process is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing a perspective that empowers you rather than holds you back. Next, replace those negative thoughts with affirmations that align with the person you want to become. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I'll never figure this out, replace it with, I am capable of finding a solution. If you find yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, replace it with, I am more than enough, just as I am. Your inner dialogue should be a source of encouragement and strength, like a trusted friend or mentor cheering you on. Speak to yourself with kindness, compassion, and belief. When you do, you create a mental environment where growth and success become inevitable. The power of inner dialogue goes beyond personal growth. It influences how you interact with the world. When you speak to yourself with confidence and positivity, you radiate that energy outward. People are drawn to your self-assuredness, and opportunities begin to align with your belief in yourself. It is important to note that changing your inner dialogue is not an overnight process. It requires patience and consistent effort. In the beginning, it may feel unnatural or forced, especially if you are accustomed to self-criticism. But with practice, positive self-talk will become your default mode of thinking. One powerful way to reinforce this habit is through visualization. Each day, take a few minutes to visualize yourself as the person you want to be. See yourself succeeding, thriving, and achieving your goals. As you visualize, speak affirmations to yourself that align with this vision. For example, say, I am strong, confident, and capable. I attract success effortlessly. Remember, the power to create the life you desire begins within. Let your inner dialogue be your greatest ally, not your harshest critic. Nurture it, refine it, and watch as it shapes a reality that reflects the greatness within you. Speak to yourself with love, and the world will reflect that love back to you. Fear is a natural response to the unknown. It whispers doubts into your mind, questions your abilities, and places obstacles in the path of your dreams. Yet, fear is not an immovable force, it is a choice, a perspective. Just as you choose to entertain fear, you can choose to let it go and replace it with something far more empowering: certainty. Certainty is not blind optimism or denial of reality. It is a deep, unshakable trust in yourself and the process of life. It is the knowing that no matter what happens, you are equipped to handle it, and that everything unfolds for your ultimate growth and good. Shifting from fear to certainty is not about ignoring challenges, but about reclaiming your power to face them with confidence and clarity. To solidify your shift from fear to certainty, anchor yourself in the present moment. Fear lies in the realm of what if I fail? What if I'm not enough? What if things don't work out? Certainty, on the other hand, resides in the now. When you focus on the present, you free yourself from the mental traps of worry and doubt. Engage in practices that ground you, such as deep breathing, meditation, or journaling. These habits help quiet the mind and remind you of your inner strength. Another powerful tool is affirmations. Speak to yourself with conviction, declaring your certainty even before you fully feel it. Say, I trust myself. I am capable. Everything I need is already within me. These words, repeated consistently, reprogram your subconscious mind to align with confidence rather than fear. Visualization is equally transformative. Close your eyes and imagine the life you desire. See yourself achieving your goals, thriving in your relationships, and overcoming challenges with grace. Visualize not just the outcome, but also the feelings of joy, fulfillment, and certainty that come with it. This mental rehearsal strengthens your belief in your ability to succeed, making fear irrelevant. Certainty also requires action. Fear often paralyzes, keeping you stuck in a cycle of overthinking and procrastination. Break this cycle by taking small, consistent steps toward your goals. Action builds momentum, and momentum builds confidence. But each step you take reinforces the belief that you are capable and resilient. It's important to understand that fear may never disappear completely, and that's okay. The goal is not to eliminate fear, but to rise above it. Certainty is not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it. It is choosing to trust the process, even when the path ahead is unclear. Finally, cultivate gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have. When you appreciate your strengths, your opportunities, and the progress you've made, fear loses its grip. Gratitude aligns you with abundance and reinforces your sense of certainty. Manifestation is not just a lofty idea, it is a process that, when applied with focus and belief, can bring profound changes into your life. The key is aligning your mind, emotions, and actions with the reality you desire. The 3-day formula for manifestation is a simple yet powerful method that helps you tap into your creative power and bring your goals into existence with intention and clarity. The first step in manifesting anything is to know exactly what you want. On day 1, take time to define your desire with precision. Be specific, yet leave room for possibilities that exceed your expectations. For example, instead of saying, I want more money, say, I am so grateful to receive $10,000 in unexpected income. The clearer your intention, the easier it is for your mind to focus on it. Write your intention down as though it has already happened. Use present tense language and infuse it with emotion. For example, I am now living in my dream home, surrounded by peace, beauty, and joy. Writing your desire anchors it into your consciousness and sets the tone for the days ahead. On this first day, visualize your intention vividly. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living in the reality you desire. See the details, feel the emotions, and experience the joy of already having it. This process strengthens your belief and aligns your subconscious mind with your goal. The second day is all about aligning your emotions with your desire. Manifestation doesn't come from thinking alone, it comes from feeling. You must embody the energy of already having what you seek. If your desire is financial abundance, feel the freedom and security it brings. If it's love, feel the warmth, connection, and joy of that relationship. Throughout day 2, act as if your manifestation is already a reality. Carry yourself with the confidence of someone who has achieved their goal. Smile, speak, and move as though your desire has come to fruition. This alignment between your thoughts, emotions, and actions creates a powerful magnetic field that attracts your desired outcome. If doubt or fear creeps in, acknowledge it but do not dwell on it. Remind yourself that your desire is already on its way. Repeat affirmations that reinforce your belief, such as, "I am worthy of all that I desire," or "Everything I need is aligning perfectly for me." The final step in the 3-day formula is releasing your desire with trust and taking inspired action. On day 3, stop obsessing over the how and when of your manifestation. Let go of the need to control the outcome and trust the process. This surrender is not about giving up, but about creating space for your desire to materialize. Use this day to focus on gratitude. Express appreciation for the things you already have and for the manifestation that is on its way. Gratitude raises your vibration and aligns you with abundance. Let's say, "Thank you for the opportunity to create this life. I am so grateful for all that is unfolding in my favor." Take inspired action toward your goal. This doesn't mean forcing things to happen, it means being open to opportunities and acting on intuitive nudges. For example, if your goal is a new job, update your resume, network, or apply for positions that resonate with you. If your desire is better health, make choices that align with your well-being. The 3-day formula for manifestation is not a magic trick, it is a disciplined practice of aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires. It is about believing in your ability to create, feeling the joy of your manifestation in advance, and trusting the process as it unfolds. Remember, the key to manifestation is consistency. Repeat this process whenever you feel called to bring something new into your life. Over time, you will notice that your ability to manifest grows stronger, and your desires begin to materialize with greater ease. As you follow this formula, hold on to this truth: the life you desire is not something distant or unattainable. It is already within you, waiting to be realized. Trust in your power, act with intention, and watch as the universe conspires to bring your dreams to life. 3 days is all it takes to begin the transformation. Start now and step into the life that is meant for you. Fulfillment is not something you chase, it's a state you embody. Living in the feeling of fulfillment means aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions as if your desires have already been realized. It's about stepping into the version of yourself who has everything you long for, and allowing that energy to guide your reality. At the core of this concept is the understanding that reality is shaped by your inner world. What you feel internally, you attract externally. If you constantly focus on lack, thinking about what you don't have, you project that lack outward, and life mirrors it back to you. But if you cultivate the feeling of fulfillment within, the world around you begins to align with that vibration. Your imagination is the gateway to fulfillment. It's not just a tool for daydreaming, it's a creative force that shapes your life. To live in the feeling of fulfillment, spend time each day imagining your desired outcome as though it has already happened. Close your eyes and see yourself living your dream. Feel the joy, peace, and gratitude that come with it. For example, if your goal is to own a beautiful home, imagine walking through its halls, feeling the textures of the walls, and smelling the fresh air that fills the space. If you desire financial freedom, imagine the ease and confidence you'd feel checking your bank account, knowing there's more than enough. Make it real in your mind, and your emotions will follow. Living in the feeling of fulfillment requires you to embody the energy of someone who has already achieved their desires. This means carrying yourself with confidence, speaking words of abundance, and making decisions from a place of success. Ask yourself, how would I act, think, and feel if I already had what I want? Then align your behavior with that version of yourself. For instance, if your goal is to attract love, don't dwell in loneliness or self-doubt. Instead, embody the energy of someone who is deeply loved. Dress beautifully, treat yourself kindly, and radiate the confidence that comes with knowing you are worthy of love. This shift in energy draws your desires to you effortlessly. Gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to live in the feeling of fulfillment. When you are grateful, you affirm that you already have enough, which attracts more of what you desire. Start and end your day by listing things you're grateful for, both big and small. Include gratitude for the things you're manifesting, as if they're already part of your life. For example, say, I am so thankful for the abundance that flows to me effortlessly. I am grateful for the love, opportunities, and joy that fill my life. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance and reinforces the feeling of fulfillment. Living in fulfillment requires faith. Doubt, fear, and impatience create resistance, blocking the flow of your manifestations. Trust the process and let go of the need to control every detail. Know that what you seek is already seeking you and will arrive in divine timing. When doubts arise, replace them with affirmations of certainty. Say to yourself, everything is unfolding perfectly for me. My desires are already mine, and I am open to receiving them. This mindset dissolves resistance and strengthens your connection to the feeling of fulfillment. While living in the feeling of fulfillment starts within, it's also important to take inspired action. These are actions that align with your vision and come from a place of excitement and intuition, not fear or desperation. If your goal is to start a new career, begin networking or developing the skills you'll need. If you want to improve your health, take small, consistent steps like eating nutritious meals or exercising. Inspired action bridges the gap between the inner and outer worlds, reinforcing your belief in the reality you are creating. Fulfillment doesn't depend on what your physical senses can perceive right now. It's about trusting that the unseen forces of the universe are working in your favor. Even if there's no immediate evidence of your desires manifesting, hold on to the feeling that they are already yours. This unwavering faith keeps you aligned with your vision. Remember this truth: you don't have to wait for fulfillment, it is available to you now. Feel it, embody it, and trust it. As you do, you will see your inner state reflected in your outer world. Fulfillment is not a destination, it's a way of being. Choose to live it today, and watch as your life transforms in ways beyond your imagination.